Losing your religion. This is a topic that many people prefer to avoid, but I know there's a lot of you out there that has gone through this. I know this is something that I went through when I went through my awakening journey or my journey of remembrance. So for myself, I was born and raised in a religious house. It doesn't really matter which religion, because when you lose your religion, it's all the same, regardless of what religion it is. That energy is all the same. You know, inside your religion, you have this safety net. You have that almost certainty of what's going to come next after this life. You know there's about two options. It's usually something like there's a heaven or a hell. There's a beautiful place, a good place, and a bad place. There's never, and earth is usually in between. It's a very standard template that all religions uses. And if you're in a religion, please stop watching this video because it will probably piss you off, and then it's better if you don't watch it. So all those that are religious, it would be best not to watch further. For those who are not religious anymore, this is definitely for you. If you are curious of what I'm talking about and you're in religion, well, then keep on watching. I will not stop you, but I'm speaking my truth of my reality and how I see everything. My journey of losing religion was one of the most difficult things that I went through, having had that safety net, believing that I'm going to heaven when I die, there's going to be angels and Jesus and God's going to be there. It never made sense that God is this being sitting on a throne ruling over every single human being, but there's other planets and extraterrestrials and all this other crazy stuff as well. So, you know, a lot of confusion there, but generally I believe that there is a creator. It made sense because as a human being, we are biologically engineered to want to serve something, to want to believe in something. It's actually proven. If you know who Billy Karsten is, he talks a lot about it, how he goes into the emerald tablets and all that big things with the big words and the big descriptions. It's not something I am that deeply interested in going into, but to me it's about the simple things, you know, knowing that I understand we all want to believe in something, even if that is yourself. Not everybody is tailored in a way that they can only believe in themselves. They want to believe in something external or something more internal. The funny thing is, in the Christian Bible, it talks about the kingdom of heaven is within. Even there, the teachers are trying to tell you that inside of you is all the answers, but then they still externalize their God and saying, but God is out there. In a sense, we all believe the same thing, that it is within. So believing in yourself is the ultimate thing you can do. That is the ultimate religion, believing in your true self. I have this beautiful book that is called The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ. The guy that wrote it was Levi. It was in the early 1900s, around 1902. Apparently, he went into the astral and saw what happened throughout Jesus' life. So it explains a lot about that part in the Christian Bible where they have no information about Jesus the Christ. That book speaks about those years where he went to study in all the different places in Egypt and to become the Christ. It was like a honors degree that you have to get to be called something like a doctor, and he had to study to become the Christ. Certain embodiments that you have to go through to become a Christ. So he taught about how we should all become the Christ in ourselves and how the Christ consciousness will come back. Losing your religion can be extremely tough. If you know what I'm talking about and you're still watching the video, put a 1 in the comment or say, yeah, I know what it's like. Know that you're not alone. There's a lot of us that went through this, and a lot of us that are still going through this process of losing our religion. I remember in those first couple of years when I realized that religion is a very beautiful thing, but it's not for me anymore. That is there for those that still requires something to believe in, which is beautiful. And then you go through all that stages as well. We'll talk about that in a moment. It's scary going through that phase in your life when you realize, but my religion doesn't serve me. Especially when you were devoted and you knew nothing besides that religion. I was one of those people. My religion was the only thing that I knew. I held on to it because I didn't know anything. We were completely isolated from everything else. It was a very easy life, you know. It was, you're either for it or against it. You're either for God or against Him. You're either going to heaven or hell. And if you get to do with anybody outside of the religion, you cut them off. You don't listen even to what they have to say, so you don't open yourself up to new experiences, and suddenly you lose your religion, or you start that process of losing your religion, and now you start getting all this information that floods into your being, and you are completely overwhelmed, like, holy crap, what am I gonna do? How am I going to handle this? This is way too much. I want out. But then you're afraid, like, oh my gosh, where am I going? If heaven and hell doesn't exist, where am I going? If I die, is it finished? Is there anything else? What's going to happen to me when all of this is over and you have to find out for yourself what is next? This can be a very scary process. I was lucky enough to go through this process with my wife, but it was scary for both of us. We were luckily one grounding point through this whole journey. Then you start going through that process of grief when you start losing your religion. First is that, holy crap, what's going on? I'm so mad at everybody. You just want to every religious person you see from the religion you came from, because they lied to me. How could they? What is wrong with this planet? How dare they treat me like this? I lived my entire life so devoted to this religion, and now I learn that everything is a bunch of bull. If you know what I'm talking about, throw a bull in the comment. If you're still in it, just comment a I'm still there. I understand. If you are still in that process of being mad at all of the people in religion, I understand. We have to go through it. It's part of that stages of grief. I remember how long it took me. Every time I would hear anything about a religious person, I would like, no, stay away, as far away as you can. I want to drive over you with my car. I have nothing to do with you, nothing to say to you. Stay the heck out of my life. I don't want anything to do with you. Just want to live my life. I want to figure out who I am. And then there comes that grief and that fear of, but if there's no God, if there's no heaven, if there's no hell, what the heck is next? Where am I going when I'm dying? We have to figure that out. We have to realize, but I'm the master of my reality. Everything is exactly the way I choose for it to be. Somewhere along the line you figure out, maybe I want to go back in a religion. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I'm going to ride this wave of remembrance and be my own sovereign being, be my own savior, activate my Christ consciousness, my crystalline blueprint, become a star seed that speaks to dragons and aliens and whatever it is you do. Or you're going to say, no way, I'm going to back out. This is too much. I'd rather go back to religion because it's safe. And that's okay, A lot of people believe, a lot of people have faith because it fits within their angle and degree of perception. It is something that works for them. Being afraid, being angry at religious people, I understand. Just know that we are all on our own very unique journey, and not everybody has that capacity to step outside of religion. And if you're a religious person watching this far, know that it's okay. I love you all the same. We're all on our own unique journey. My big thing is, if you are doing good for yourself, if you are doing good to that which is around you, to the planet, Mother Gaia, then who am I to tell you that what you believe is wrong or right? If you're out of balance, out of whack, if you say only what I believe is the right thing and everybody has to follow me or damn you, then you should look deep within yourself and ask yourself, is my religion really that good? If I can condemn you to an everlasting suffering. We've got this saying that says religion is for those that are afraid of hell, and spirituality for those that's been there. When you use mind-altering substances, a lot of time we experience going to hell. I know I have. It's what I believed. and you experience what you believe, because back then heaven and hell was as real as a rock and my fingers to me. So I experienced going there. I experienced being trapped in my own guilt until I worked through it, and then you free yourself. The same way it's described in the Christian Bible, that Jesus went down and took the keys of hell and rose again. It's a normal thing everybody goes through. We are allowed to go into our own hell to see everything that's hurt and everything that we believe is evil, and take back that power and say, you know what, every single part of me is valid, every single part of me is beautiful, and I want to bring all of that back into me again. I want to take my hell and my heaven and bring it back into earth, into the middle, and be in harmony with myself, be in balance with myself. Losing your religion can be a very tough process, and it's okay when you go through any of the stages of grief, whether you're going through the hate, through the anger, through the guilt, through the sadness, through the fear, through the confusion, maybe the acceptance. Maybe you're at a stage where you're accepting that everybody's on their own journey, which is absolutely fantastic. I remember when I started to realize, you know what, everybody is exactly where they should be. We all chose our journey. It started to make my life so much easier, because I wasn't mad at the religious people anymore. I was like, okay, you do you. We work through our emotions. For me, it was a tough journey because I gave everything to my religion and I didn't get anything back. There's no balance. It's this one-sided journey of having to pay for your salvation to maybe get somewhere, and if you screw up, you're screwed. Your entire life is worthless, and you get nothing for it except an eternity of damnation. So that fear drives you to do things that you don't really want to be. You sacrifice your entire life for something that's just a vapor in the wind, and that's how I felt. And when I started losing my religion, I was like, oh my gosh, I wasted my life. I never had fun. I always said no because it doesn't fit within my religion, so I cannot do this, I cannot do that, I can't go here, I can't go there. And then bursting out of it was intense and difficult and crazy. If you know what I'm talking about, throw a me in the comment. If you don't, throw a not me in the comment. I would love to hear your side of the story. Where are you in this journey? Are you at the acceptance part, or are you maybe the level further where you invite people like, okay, I love you, you're a religious guy, I can speak to you in your language, I can acknowledge you where you are, I am on my journey, I know I am my own Christ consciousness, I am my own reality, I'm the God of my own universe, or whatever you want to call it. There's no right, there's no wrong, everything is just what it is, consciousness. God is the electromagnetic pulse within all of life. It's not a being, it's not a place, it's not a destination, it's not time or space. It's everything and everything and everything. And nothing can be outside of God, because God is everything and everything is God. Maybe you're there, maybe you're not. Maybe you're still at stage one. Maybe you're still deciding if religion is for you or not for you. Whatever you choose, have fun. You should have fun. If your life is not enjoyable, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, if your religion or your not religion isn't working for you, whether it's spirituality or whether you call it the awakening, whether you call it the journey of remembrance, whether you call it atheism or whatever you want to name it, it's just a label. If you can find your inner joy, your inner harmony, your inner peace, your inner balance, your nirvana, if you can find that, it's beautiful, and then you should pursue it. My philosophy is, if you're hurting Mother Gaia, stop doing it. If you're hurting yourself, stop doing it. If you're hurting people around you, stop doing it. Find the balance. Yes, there's life and death and up and down and in and out, and all the hermetic principles that we live by. Without life, there's no death. Without death, there's no life. Without up, there's no down, etc. Everything, masculinity and femininity, there's polarity, there's rhythm, there's all these beautiful things that creates a balance. Something needs to decay so that something else can grow. Somebody has to die for somebody to be born. All these things, yes, it's beautiful. But if whatever you believe or whatever your journey is doesn't have some kind of balance where you are either neutral or good for your environment and yourself. Stop doing it. Get the hell out of there. You shouldn't be in there. Maybe that means finding a religion. Maybe that means losing your religion. Maybe that means just being a person, another human being. If any of this resonates, throw one in the comment. I want to hear your story. If you'd like to talk more about your journey and where you are on your path of losing your religion, send me a message. Let's talk about it. Let me help you. Let me guide you. If you want more advice, or if you'd just like to chat about your journey, if you went through it as well, if you had a very difficult experience losing your religion, or a very easy experience, a very different experience, I would love to hear your side of the story. And I know if you've been watching this far, you're definitely somebody that is either evolving, expanding, and finding your own path. So I hope this helped, guys, that knowing that you're not alone in this journey while you're losing your religion, and feeling all the emotions and going through the stages of grief is absolutely normal. We all go through it. Everybody that loses their religion goes through it in one sense or another. And it's nice to have people out there that cares for you and that are there for you. So reach out, celebrate, cry, scream, whatever you need to do, let it out. Find your truth, find your voice, find the mastery of who you are.